Hello again, Pat O'Toole from the Farmers Journal news desk here. I'm joined by another panel at IFA's Brexit event. On my right here is Barclay Bell, who is the president of the Ulster Farmers Union. Beside him is IFA's chief economist, Rowena Dwyer, and Martin Merrild, who is the president of COPA, which is the European-wide farmers body, of which IFA is a member. So I suppose I'll start with you, Barclay. And there is a danger that we in the Republic of Ireland here obsess about the impact on our island for us of Brexit, but it's just as profound for Northern Ireland because the trade north and south moves both ways, and it's as important to both sides of the border.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big issue for us up in the north as well, when you consider probably that upwards of 30% of the milk pool heads south every day. When you look at lambs, upwards of 40% of our lambs head south for processing, and conversely, a lot of pigs come to the north for processing. So, this is a major issue. As well as that, when you speak probably to the processing sector, and you realise that upwards of maybe 65% of their staff within the processing sector actually are foreign nationals. So, those are some of the implications really that could have a profound effect on the whole industry in the north.
Rowena, the report that you chiefly authored, that IFA produced on the possible implications of Brexit, broke deeply into those figures, and they're quite disturbing, aren't they?
Yeah, Pat, I suppose when we actually looked into it, to take one figure, we send about €250 million worth of food products to Northern Ireland every year as part of the 4 billion that we export overall to the UK. And almost the same amount, almost 600 million, comes back down from Northern Ireland. And as Barclay has put it so well, it's for further processing, it's for, when you take something like poultry, it's for secondary processing. What that shows is the sheer level of integration of those markets that have built up very sensibly. And, when I think about it from an economics point of view, it's that the island economy has got its processing located in different parts and so on that makes economic sense. And Brexit just puts all of that at serious risk.
Martin, in terms of Europe, because there is a danger that we focus not just in the Republic but on an island solution, and then we look at the trade between Ireland and the UK in both directions, but actually this profoundly impacts the entire European Union, and Denmark is a country like Ireland which has a huge dependency on agriculture. So just talk us through what are the implications for Denmark and for the European farmers in total.
Well, this subject, Brexit, is a huge challenge for all Europeans, not only in our agricultural sector. Of course, there's a huge risk about market disruption, and that would not only be here in the island. I understand you in a special situation, but our experience is that if you have the market disrupted, it's spread all over Europe very fast. So everybody will be affected if we don't end up with a good solution where we still can have a single market. But also, it's not only a matter of the market situation. I also really regret the situation because of the political situation. Because for us in the northern part of the EU, I think the Great Britain have really been a strong partner to keep the EU on the road where we want it. So I both see a huge challenge on market, but also politically. That's both as the society as a whole, but especially also for the European agricultural sector. Britain have been a very important partner.
And what is that dynamic in terms of the political, the sense of Europe's future? In your own country, is there confidence in the strength of the European project post-Brexit, or is there concern that the whole thing could unfold?
Well, we have had different referendums in Denmark on EU subjects, and they haven't been going a good way. But the tests they are doing now, the people in general actually have been more positive in their reaction on the EU, because I think many people now actually see, well, we don't like everything that the EU stands for. We don't like everything they do. but we still want to be a part of a common Europe, and I think that's a reaction we have seen in Denmark.
Nick Clegg, the former Deputy Prime Minister of the UK, has said that the British government at the moment is not being realistic when they say that you can have a hard Brexit and a soft border. But a soft border in terms of trade and trade barriers is crucial to maintaining the kind of relationships and integration that yourself and Barclay have described to us. So is that a number one issue for Ireland politically?
I think, Pat, it is a hugely relevant question to ask, because we all want a soft border, but we have to think very seriously about what that actually means and how that can practically happen. And in reality, if there are differences in customs, in animal health and welfare standards and so on, that is what will drive, unfortunately, a hard border. So we need the negotiators to come at this from both sides with the intention of not just giving kind words to the situation and saying we don't want a hard border. To deliver a soft border, it needs, Pat, to have agreement on trade, on common standards, but also on probably really a common customs area. That is the reality. Otherwise, you can't deliver a soft border and keep the integrity of the European market.
Briefly, I suppose the other key issue, CAP, IFA and Ireland, I suppose, had a significant role in the negotiation of the last CAP reform. It was the first as a 28. It was also the last as a 28. Now we're at 27. How does this affect the possible shape of the next CAP, and what are the priorities that you would see?
I think, Pat, the first priority and the first issue that it potentially impacts on is the size of the CAP budget. As the UK is a net contributor, it's a huge challenge, and I think the remaining member states are going to have a discussion about, you know, a policy that has been there from the start of the European Union, and the remaining farmers who are in it. The Common Agricultural Policy is integral to the overall European project, and remaining member states will have to say, are they prepared to contribute more? What are they going to do to maintain a strong funded CAP budget? We believe they should be having that discussion. I understand timing and all of that, but we have to make very clear that the trading relationship is one element of Brexit. The future of the CAP budget and the size of it and its impact on farmers' income is the other huge element.
Finally, Barclay, briefly, I suppose, in a post-CAP situation, we're now into a British general election. What do the farmers of Northern Ireland and indeed the United Kingdom see as being the kind of supports that you're going to get and that you want to get post-CAP?
I think in all of this, really, you know, and it was something that the 4 UK unions identified at an early stage, that whatever way trade and trade deals pans out, that will hugely influence the amount of support that farmers need. But if there is to be a continuation of a cheap food policy within the UK, farmers are going to need support, otherwise they will go to the wall. And you know, we now are setting about the industry. I think is and certainly in the north, the industry is setting down to how an agricultural policy going forward might look, in the absence of any political leadership in the north at the minute. And as you say, we're now into a UK general election as well. You know, the industry has to step up to the mark here and get on with it. But it certainly is one of the major concerns of many farmers in the north.
So, challenges for farmers in the Republic of Ireland, in Northern Ireland, and right across Europe. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you.